those who have joined the meeting, please give your attendance in the chat box. I repeat, those who have joined the meeting, give your attendance in the chat box. I will wait for 2 minutes and we will start the class by 1:03 p.m. Orko Gupta, please give your attendance in the chat box. Okay, it's 1:03 p.m. Let us start the class of FEM. Let me present my screen first. Can anyone tell me whether my screen is visible to you or not?
Visible, sir, visible.
Okay.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay. Fine. Let us start the class. In the last class, I have told you about the basic procedure. Yes. In the last class, I have discussed with you all about the basic procedure of FEM. That what is FEM and how this is the problem. People are joining now. Okay. Yes, in the last class, I have discussed with you all about the basic procedure of FEM. We have we have taken one problem, simple problem of a cantilever beam, and with the help of this problem, I made you understand that how FEM works. Then we have taken one simple example of a bar subjected to a point load at the end, and how we divide that bar into different number of elements, how we use the equations, how we assemble those equations for each and every particular element, and how we calculate the unknown values. Fine. So in today's class we will be discussing with a small problem. We will take one problem and we will see how these processes, or how the different processes of FEM is used to solve that problem. Fine. Okay. So let us start. This is nothing about the detailed steps that we follow in FEM. Basically, in FEM, there are total 6 steps which you have to follow whether you solve any kind of problem, whether it is a heat related problem. If you are solving some problems on heat conductions or heat convection problems, then also you have to follow these steps. If you are solving some problems on say vibrations or say some mechanics problem, then also you have to follow these steps. What are these steps? The first step is known as pre-processing step. Second step is called obtaining the elemental equations. Third step is assembly. Fourth step is called the application of boundary conditions. Fifth step is your solution step. And the last step is your post processing step. So what we do in pre-processing step is, in this step, the geometry is discretized into a number of small elements. Say, this is my problem. This is my problem. This problem, I have divided this problem into some known finite number of elements. That process is known as discretization. Fine. Now, the elements is made up of different shapes. Each element is characterized by a number of points called nodes. If you take this example, I have divided this element into three known finite shaped elements. Each element is surrounded by two nodes. Say if I talk about element number 1, for element number 1, there are two nodes. One is node number 1 and node number 2. If I take element number 3 is surrounded by two nodes, that is node number 3 and node number 4. Next, the complete system of element is called mesh. That means this complete procedure to divide any given problem into finite number of element, and then each element is discretized into several possible nodes. That entire phenomena, that means this total phenomena, is known as mesh, and the process of generating this mesh is called mesh generation. Is the step clear? Pre-processing step, what we do in pre-processing? Any doubt? एनी डाउट? कोई डाउट है किसी को स्टेप में? हेलो?
No, sir. No, sir. No doubt.
Okay. So let us take an example. Say I have been told you that you have to draw three two-noded linear element mesh. How you will draw? See, the first.
सर आपका साउंड कट रहा है.
Hello. Now it is clear. Okay. So I have been, or you have been told to draw three two-noded linear element mesh. How you will draw? See, the first numeric value indicates the number of elements present in that mesh. It is 3. 3 means I have to make an element. I have to make a total of 3 elements. See, this is element number 1, element number 2, element number 3. Then 3 two-noded linear element mesh. That means now you have made 3 elements. Now it has been told to you that all the 3 elements will be a two-noded element. Very much simple. For element number 1, if it has to be a two-noded element, this is your one node, this is your second node. For element number 2, to be of a two-noded element, then this will be your node number 2, this will be your node number 3. And what it has been told to you, that you have to draw a linear element mesh. See, in this element, if I apply axial load along any node, whether it is node number 4, whether it is node number 2, whether it is node number 1, this entire geometry will move in one direction. So the entire diagram depicts that this is nothing but a 3. 3 means 3 elements are there, and every element is surrounded by two node linear element mesh. That means this element, this entire geometry can move in one direction. Is the step clear? Hello? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, if in the question it has been told to you that draw a mesh consisting of three noded elements. Now, can anyone answer how I will draw? I have told you how to draw this two noded linear element mesh. Now I have been told to you that now you have to show me the result by drawing three noded element mesh. That means the element which I will form, it will be a three element. Total number of element will be 3. This is element 1, element 2, element 3. 3 noded. That means in this case, every element is surrounded by 3 nodes. If I take element number 1, see, there are 3 nodes. Node number 1, node number 2, node number 3. I have taken node number 2 at the middle. You may take, you may not take. It is your choice. Why I have taken? Because later on when I will be analyzing this entire mesh, my analysis will be easy for me. It will be an easier process. Fine. Similarly, if I take node 2, again it has been told that you have to draw a mesh consisting of three noded elements. That means each element is surrounded by 3 nodes. Element 2 is surrounded by node 3, 4 and 5. If I talk about element number 3 is again surrounded by 3 nodes, that is node number 5, node number 6 and node number 7. This is how I will draw a three noded linear element mesh. Linear element mesh means if I apply axial load along or at any node, that entire geometry will move in one direction. क्या ये clear है? Second diagram. किसी को कोई डाउट सेकेंड डायग्राम में? हेलो, किसी को कोई डाउट है सेकेंड डायग्राम में?
सर कोई भी मतलब नोड को हम एलिमेंट पकड़ रहे हैं क्या
ना ना ना, क्वेश्चन क्या बोल रहा है? यू हैव टू ड्रॉ अ मेश कंसिस्टिंग ऑफ थ्री नोडेड एलिमेंट. दैट मींस, रुको मैं आपको ड्रॉ करके समझा देता हूं. वेट जस्ट अ मिनट. Okay, fine. So what is my question? My question is I have to draw a mesh of three noded element. That means three means what? Total number of finite element present in my mesh will be 3. Yes or no? मेरा जो एक मेश, मान लो ये मेरा मोबाइल है, इस मोबाइल को ही मेरे को रिप्रेजेंट करना है बाय थ्री नोडेड एलिमेंट. दैट मींस पहला जो सिंबल है 3, उससे ये समझ में आ रहा है कि ये जो मेरा मोबाइल होगा ये 3 फाइनाइट एलिमेंट में डिवाइड होगा कि नहीं होगा? हेलो
सर.
होगा ना? 3 फाइनाइट एलिमेंट में डिवाइड होगा. फाइन. तो सबसे पहले मैं एक मोबाइल बना लेता हूं. ये लो, draw. Wait. Fine. So say this is my mobile, my front view of my mobile. Fine, मैंने एक मोबाइल बना लिया. अब क्वेश्चन बोल रहा है आपको दैट दिस मोबाइल इज कंसिस्टिंग ऑफ अ मेश ऑफ 3 एलिमेंट. दिस न्यूमेरिक वैल्यू 3 मींस टोटल 3 एलिमेंट होगा इस मोबाइल का. ठीक है, तो बना लेते हैं 3 एलिमेंट. हुआ? दिस इज एलिमेंट नंबर 1, this element. Then this is element number 2, that means this element, and this is element number 3, that means this element. यहां तक क्लियर है? यहां तक क्लियर है?
Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir.
अब क्या बोल रहा है? You have to draw a mesh consisting of 3 means total 3 elements are there, 3 noded elements. That means ये जो 3 नोडेड एलिमेंट्स का मतलब ये हुआ कि हर एक एलिमेंट का 3 नोड होगा। तो अभी जो मुझे दिखाई दे रहा है इस डायग्राम में हर एक एलिमेंट का 2 नोड है। दैट मींस माय डायग्राम इज नॉट करेक्ट। मेरे को हर एक एलिमेंट में 3 नोड लगाना पड़ेगा, देन ओनली दैट वर्ड इज करेक्ट। हाउ आई विल डू इट? मैं एलिमेंट नंबर 1 पे बीच में कहीं पे लगा देता हूं एक नोड। आपकी मर्जी, आप बीच में भी ले सकते हो, और यू कैन टेक एट अ डिस्टेंस ऑफ से द लेंथ ऑफ दिस एलिमेंट इज 3 मीटर, यू कैन टेक that node at a distance of 1 meter, 1.5 meter, 2 meter, 2.5 meter. It is your choice. Why I am taking it in middle? For calculation purposes, for analysis purposes. Fine. Similarly, this is my element 2. This is my element 2. If I take one node at the middle point, now my element 2 is divided into 3 nodes. Again, if I take element 3, this is the starting node, this is the ending node, but in the question it has been told to me that I need 3 elements, I need 3 nodes for every element. So again, if I take one node at the middle point, now see, this is your complete element number 1. This is your complete element number 2. And this is your complete element number 3. And why it is a linear element, linear mesh element? Because from any node, if I apply load in any one direction, then all the nodes have the tendency to move in one direction only. So I will nomenclate this diagram as 3. 3 means 3 elements are there, 3 noded. That means for each and every element there are 3 node element linear mesh. अब आया समझ में? अब किसी को डाउट है कैसे बन रहा है डायग्राम? कोई डाउट है किसी को?
नो सर।
ठीक है, ओके। नेक्स्ट, see, in this process, in this pre-processing process, basically what we are doing, we are dividing the geometry into finite number of element. Fine. Now these are the different possibilities by which I can divide my geometry. पहला पॉसिबिलिटी मैंने आपको बता दिया, ये पॉसिबिलिटी है। दूसरा पॉसिबिलिटी ये पॉसिबिलिटी है। ठीक है, अगर आपको और अच्छा रिजल्ट चाहिए तो और आप मेश को रिफाइन कर दो और छोटे छोटे पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करो। ठीक है, सो लेट अस टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ दिस केस, 8 3 नोडेड ट्रायंगुलर एलिमेंट मेश। तो आप क्या समझते हो इस लाइन से? दैट 8 3 नोडेड ट्रायंगुलर एलिमेंट मेश कैसे बनाओगे? कोई बोल पाएगा? I have to draw 8 3 noded triangular element mesh. That means ये 8 से क्या समझ में आ रहा है? ये जो 8 लिखा हुआ है 8 से क्या समझ में आया? एट से क्या समझ में आया? Please respond. If you don't respond, then I will think that you cannot understand and I cannot move forward. तो आपको बोलना पड़ेगा समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है। बोलो, ये 8 क्या समझ, 8 क्या बोल रहा है? 8 क्या बोल रहा है?
8 elements.
Element.
Yes, that means the diagram which I will draw in that means the geometry. Say this is my geometry, this mobile is my geometry. In this I will divide this mobile into 8 elements. ठीक है, चलो divide कर दिया, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, next 3 noded triangular element. इस लाइन से क्या समझ में आ रहा है? आपने अपने मोबाइल को 8 एलिमेंट में डिवाइड कर दिया। अब उसके बाद क्या समझ में आ रहा है लाइन से? 3 नोडेड ट्रायंगुलर एलिमेंट, मतलब क्या हो रहा है?
हर एलिमेंट में 3 नोड होगा।
यस, एवरी एलिमेंट विल कंप्राइज ऑफ 3 नोड। ठीक है, उसके बाद वाला लाइन ट्रायंगुलर एलिमेंट से क्या समझ में आया?
वो एलिमेंट का,
हाँ,
एलिमेंट का शेप बता रहा है।
यस, एलिमेंट शेप ऑफ द एलिमेंट विल बी ट्रायंगुलर। अभी तक मैंने जो बताया था, जो 2 एग्जांपल लिया था, इन दोस एग्जांपल्स शेप ऑफ द एलिमेंट वाज लीनियर। फाइन, बट नाउ देयर आर टोटल 8 एलिमेंट्स, each element is having 3 node and the shape of the element is triangular. That means the entire geometry now, it is a 2D geometry. Now all the nodes can move along x direction also, can move along y direction also, if you apply load at any particular nodal point. अब clear है ये diagram? Say if I consider element number 6, element number 6 is comprising of 3 node, node 8, node 9, node 5. If I take element number 2, element number 2 is comprising of 3 nodes, node 1, node 2, node 5. That means the figure which I have drawn according to this question, that is the correct figure. Clear? Okay. Next diagram. I have to draw or I have to divide this mobile into 12 4-noded rectangular elements. तो बताओ क्या है इसका मतलब? 12 4-noded rectangular elements.
That means the total number of elements is 12.
Yes.
And each and every element is according to this figure, each and every element is rectangular.
आपको बनाना पड़ेगा, आपको क्वेश्चन दिया रहेगा that divide your mobile into 12 4-noded rectangular elements. फिगर आपको बनाना पड़ेगा. फिगर दे दूंगा तो इजी हो जाएगा. फिगर नहीं दिया रहेगा आपको ये लाइन दिया रहेगा. आपको इस लाइन से समझना पड़ेगा that what is 12, what is 4-noded, what is rectangular element. That means I will divide this mobile into 12 elements. Already I have divided 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Fine. Then 4-noded. That means each and every single element is comprising of 4 nodes. For example, if you take element number 6, element number 6 is having total 4 nodes. Node 7, node 8, node 12, node 13. Similarly, if you take element number 9 is again comprising of 4 nodes, node 11, node 12, node 16, node 17, and so on. And rectangular element means the element you are choosing to divide your mobile into 12 number of elements. That shape of the element is rectangle in nature. That means again it is a 2D element. Again you or external load at any particular node, all the node will move along x direction also and along y direction also. Is the diagram clear? कोई डाउट है किसी को?
क्वेश्चन में शेप मतलब नहीं मतलब बनाना पड़ेगा ना, कौन सा शेप होगा, रेक्टेंगुलर या फिर ट्रायंगुलर?
What I will do is that simple question. Find out the deflection of the simply supported beam when a UDL is acting over that beam by dividing that beam into 15 4-noded rectangular elements. तो सबसे पहले तो आपको डायग्राम बनाना पड़ेगा. डायग्राम बनाने के बाद then you have to analyze each and every single element. आया समझ में?
Okay sir.
Fine. That means you have to understand this word. What is this wording? अगर आपको ये word समझ में नहीं आएगा, you cannot frame the geometry. You cannot divide your geometry. आया समझ में? Clear है?
Yes sir.
आगे बढ़ो.
Yes sir.
Okay, fine. So this is your step number 1, that is pre-processing step. What is step number 2? Step number 2 is obtaining elemental equation. What we do in this step? In this step, algebraic equations are obtained for each element. Now, you have done the first step. This is your first step. Now, according to question, for each and every element you have to frame an algebraic expression. Which expression? मैंने बताया था आपको लास्ट क्लास में. ये जो एक्सप्रेशन है f is equal to kx, इस फॉर्म का एक्सप्रेशन आपको फ्रेम करना पड़ेगा फॉर ईच एंड एवरी एलिमेंट. दैट इज योर स्टेप नंबर 2. That is your step number 2, that is obtaining elemental equations. So if I am solving say this problem, you will get 12 different algebraic equation for 12 different elements. ठीक है? आया समझ में? What is step number 2? Any doubt?
No sir.
Okay.
No sir.
Next is step number 3. Step number 3 is assembly. What we do in this step, the elemental stiffness equations are assembled to yield a global system of equations. That means In step number 2, what you did, you have written one equation for this element number 1. You have written one equation for element number 2, and you are doing it till element number 12. All these equations separately are known as elemental stiffness equations. जब आप हर एक एलिमेंट के लिए आप कोई इक्वेशन फ्रेम करते हो अकॉर्डिंग टू द गिवन क्वेश्चन, उस इक्वेशन को बोला जाता है लोकल एलिमेंटल stiffness equation. Again I am repeating, local elemental stiffness equation. That means अगर मैं बात करूं इस डायग्राम का, that means 12 four noded rectangular elements. You have in step number 2, what you are doing, in step number 2 you are writing 12 different local elemental stiffness equation. Then in the third step, that is in the assembling step, what you will do, according to the question you have to assemble all the element. अभी जैसे जो मैंने क्लास क्वेश्चन कराया था, जो ये क्वेश्चन कराया था, that is this question. इस क्वेश्चन में this circle, what you were doing, you were subtracting this circle from the remaining elements. बट अभी जो मैं क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर रहा हूं, अगर अभी मैं जो ये क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर रहा हूं, क्या इस क्वेश्चन में मैं क्या असेंबली प्रोसीजर के टाइम पे किसी भी एलिमेंटल इक्वेशन को क्या मैं माइनस करूंगा? क्या मैं माइनस करूंगा असेंबली करते टाइम पे?
नो सर, असेंबली तो माइनस क्यों करूंगा?
I will not do the subtraction part because this entire mobile is divided into 12 parts. No part is subtracted, otherwise I will not get the mobile. Fine. So in that assembling step, what you will be doing, after writing 12 different elemental equation for this element, you have to assemble it. And that assembling will depend from question to question. In some question you have to subtract some element, in some question you have to add all the elements. Fine. And then you will get one equation, you will get one equation for the entire geometry, and that one single big equation is known as global element equation for the geometry. Global element equation for the entire geometry. क्या समझ में आया? What is local elemental stiffness equation and what is global elemental stiffness equation? लोकल मतलब हर एक पर्टिकुलर एलिमेंट के लिए, ग्लोबल मतलब एंटायर एलिमेंट आफ्टर टेकिंग द असेंबली पार्ट. ठीक है? दिस इज योर स्टेप नंबर 3, दैट इज असेंबलिंग स्टेप. क्या किसी को कोई डाउट है असेंबलिंग स्टेप में? अभी हम न्यूमेरिकल करेंगे,
नो सर.
क्लियर हो जाएगा. ठीक है, ओके. नेक्स्ट व्हाट यू डू, यू हैव टू नेक्स्ट यू अप्लाई बाउंड्री कंडीशंस. फॉर एग्जांपल, if I take the example of this question, if I take the example of this question, my question is I have to calculate nodal displacement due to this application of load P. तो आप कैसे निकालोगे P? आपके पास L P दोनों ही अननोन है, आप निकाल नहीं सकते. तो you need some boundary condition, and that boundary condition is inbuilt in the problem. If I consider this problem, in this problem there is one boundary condition present, and that boundary condition is for element number 1 at node 1. For element number 1 at node 1, this is node 1 is fixed. That means how much load, external load P you apply on this element, node 1 will never move. That means displacement of node 1 is 0. This is the boundary condition which I got from this problem, and that boundary condition will differ from problem to problem. आया समझ में ये स्टेप नंबर 4 कि ये जो बाउंड्री कंडीशन क्या होता है, कैसे हम अप्लाई करेंगे बाउंड्री कंडीशन को? किसी को कोई डाउट है इस 4th स्टेप में? किसी को कोई डाउट है 4th स्टेप में?
बाउंड्री कंडीशंस सर एक बार रिपीट कीजिए, मतलब थोड़ा.
ओके. फॉर एग्जांपल चलो मैं आपको ड्रॉ करके दिखा देता हूं. Fine. Say I am having this problem. This is a cantilever beam. Fine. I am applying axial load P at the end point of the beam. What you have to find out? You have to divide this entire beam into 3 linear elements. Let us divide. Say this is one element. This is second element. This is element 1. This is element 2. This is element 3. Then due to application of load this P, you have to find out nodal displacements of this beam. Nodal displacement means this is one node, node 1. This is the second node for element 2. For element 2, starting node is node 2 and the ending node is node 3. For element 3, starting node is node 3 and ending node is node 4. Fine. Now, what I told, in this step, you have to apply boundary condition. So, what is my boundary condition? One boundary condition which is given to me is for element number 3. For element number 3, at the fourth node, value of load applied is plus P along plus X direction. This is one boundary condition given in the problem. Second boundary condition is for the same problem, for element number 1, at node 1, displacement is 0. Nodal displacement is 0. That means whatever load, that means this is my beam. इस एंड में मैं लोड P अप्लाई कर रहा हूं. अगर मैं लोड P को खींचूंगा, ठीक है, क्योंकि ये एंड फिक्स है, तो अब बॉडी तो आपका वापस ओरिजिनल पोजीशन. नोड 1 तो थ्रू आउट द प्रोसेस फिक्स है. दैट मींस देयर इज नो linear displacement in node 1 is 0. If I denote this linear displacement by x, say if I denote this linear displacement by x, then for node 1 displacement will be x1, for node 2 displacement will be x2, for node 3 displacement will be x3, and so on. So my boundary condition is x1 is 0 for element number 1 and P4. P4 means nodal force at node 4 is nothing but P for element number 3. This is what boundary condition is. अब आया समझ में क्या होता है बाउंड्री कंडीशन, कैसे मेरे को अप्लाई करना है?
यस सर, यस सर, यस सर.
समझ में नहीं आया, क्या बोले आप?
मैं बोला कि बाउंड्री last step में I told you have to find out the inbuilt boundary conditions present in the problem. इस problem में दो boundary condition आपको दिया गया है. कौन सा boundary condition? For element number 3 at nodal point 4, nodal force is P. That means P4 is P. ये boundary condition दिया हुआ है आपको question में. What else is given to you? For element number 1 at nodal point 1, linear displacement of node 1 is 0. Why 0? Because आप इस बॉडी को कितना भी पुल करो along x direction, बॉडी वापस अपने ओरिजिनल पोजीशन पे आएगा. क्यों आएगा? Because node 1 is fixed. अगर node 1 fixed नहीं होता, then I cannot take x1 equal to 0. So my two boundary condition for this problem is x1, that is linear displacement at node point 1 is 0 for element number 1, and nodal force at node point 4 for element number 3 is P. These are the two boundary conditions. It will not be given to you directly in the problem. You have to see the problem and you have to find out these boundary conditions. आया समझ में?
Yes sir.
Fine. Okay. So let me go back. So this is what you have to do in this step, that is application of boundary conditions. Next step is what? Next step is solution. What you do in this step? In this step, the modified global system of equations, that means the equations which you get in this process, this assembly process. From the assembly process, you get the global system of equations. Fine. That you solve by matrix method. By matrix elimination method. That method is there, that we will use the method in order to solve the problems. You use that matrix elimination method to get the unknown quantity of your problem. If I take this problem, what my unknown quantity is, I need to find out what will be the nodal displacement of nodal point 2 due to application of this force P, what will be the nodal displacement at node point 3, and what will be the nodal displacement at node point 4. That means x2, x3 and x4 is unknown to me in this problem. This is what we will calculate in that solution step by global equations, by the help of matrix method. Is the step clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Solution step. Last step is post processing step. What we do in post processing step? In this step, various secondary quantities are computed from the obtained solutions. That means in this step, what we do in post processing step? In post processing step, for each and every element we find out how much stress has been developed, how much strain has been developed due to this load P in the entire problem. If I consider element number 1, how much element number 1 is subjected to some stress, एलिमेंट नंबर 2 पे कितना स्ट्रेस आया, एलिमेंट नंबर 3 पे कितना स्ट्रेस आया, एलिमेंट नंबर 2 पे कितना स्ट्रेन आया, एलिमेंट नंबर 3 पे कितना स्ट्रेन आया, दैट वी कैलकुलेट इन पोस्ट प्रोसेसिंग स्टेप. This is the detailed overview of FEM process by taking one suitable example. क्या किसी को डाउट है? अभी हम न्यूमेरिकल सॉल्व करेंगे, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करेंगे, तब आपको क्लियर हो जाएगा. क्या ये प्रोसेस क्लियर है?
Yes,
कोई
sir.
डाउट है? किसी को कोई डाउट? Okay. Next slide is about block diagram of FEM. I will not explain this block diagram. It is again the same thing. यहाँ पे मैंने theoretical language में explain किया है. What are the different steps? Post processing, pre-processing, post-processing, assembling, solution, obtaining elemental equation. उसी को मैंने यहाँ पे block diagram में represent किया है. So this is a complete block diagram. तो आपको पूछा जा सकता है कि explain with the help of block diagram by taking suitable example complete procedure of FEM. तो आप block diagram बना के you can explain step by step what is happening, what is not happening. Clear है? कोई doubt किसी को?
No, sir. No, sir.
Fine. This is nothing but the block diagram step of these things. What I have written it over here. Fine. Okay. So now let us solve one problem. Today we won't be able to solve this entire problem, but let us see how much we can solve. Fine. But if you haven't given your attendance, please give your attendance in the chat box. I repeat, if you have not given your attendance, please give your attendance in the chat box. Okay. Let us take an example. Axial rod problem, direct FEM formulation. Fine. What is the question given to me? The question is, you have been given a cantilever beam. Length of the cantilever beam is L. Cross section is not given to you. You can take either a rectangular cross section or you can take a circular cross section, because these are the two preferred cross sections that we normally take. And in the question, it has been told to you that the end point of the beam is subjected to linear force P along positive x direction. This is the question. What you have to find out? By the help of FEM, divide the entire geometry into some known finite geometries, and then evaluate what will be the nodal displacement at each and every node. What will be the value of elemental stresses and elemental strains for each and every element. Is the question clear? क्या किसी को कोई doubt है question में?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay. Now, from this question, first of all, you tell me what boundary conditions are given in this problem. आप ये क्वेश्चन को पढ़ के अब आप मुझे बताओ देख के कि कौन कौन सा बाउंड्री कंडीशन दिया हुआ है क्वेश्चन में. आई एम अज्यूमिंग दैट आई एम डिवाइडिंग दिस प्रॉब्लम इनटू 3 फाइनाइट एलिमेंट्स. आप 4 में भी कर सकते हो, 5 में भी कर सकते हो. जितना ज्यादा करोगे उतना सॉल्यूशन आपका एक्यूरेट होगा. Fine. Let us assume that we are solving this problem by dividing this entire problem into 3 finite elements. Then you tell me that which boundary condition is given to you by looking at this problem. बोलो अगर आपको समझ में आया है तो कॉन्सेप्ट बाउंड्री कंडीशन का बोलो. Which boundary conditions? हाँ.
नोड 1 अगर लेफ्ट से हम लोग स्टार्टिंग करें.
Yes, if I start from left end, fine, node 1 will be fixed because it is given in the problem. If node 1 is fixed, if I take u, small u as the nodal displacement due to application of load P, then u1 is 0. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. और एक और दिया हुआ है बाउंड्री कंडीशन, वो क्या दिया हुआ है? One more boundary condition is given to you.
P4 is equal to P. मतलब वहां पे तो लीनियर लोड लग रहा है.
Because if I divide my entire geometry into 3 elements, definitely this point will be nodal point 4. At nodal point 4, nodal force P4 is nothing but plus P. It is along plus x axis. So you
Plus
say
P,
plus
plus P.
ठीक है. Okay. Now what I will be doing is I will be following the same process. Pre-processing, obtaining elemental equation, assembly, application, then we will find out how much is the nodal deflection and how much is the elemental stresses. Fine. Okay. So the first step is pre-processing step. What we do in pre-processing, we divide the entire geometry into some finite number of elements, and the process of this dividing this geometry into some finite number of elements is known as mesh generation. Fine. So let us divide this entire geometry into 3 linear element. You can take it as, आप इसको इससे भी solve कर सकते थे. You can take it as triangular element also. आप इसको triangular element में भी divide करके solve कर सकते थे. आप इसको rectangular element लेके भी divide करके solve कर सकते थे. But these things are possible in सॉफ्टवेयर. मैनुअली पॉसिबल नहीं है. मैनुअली आप कितना निकालोगे? आप अगर इसको रेक्टेंगुलर एलिमेंट में डिवाइड करोगे 12 एलिमेंट में, तो आपको पूरा एक दिन लग जाएगा सॉल्व करने में. वो आप मैनुअली पॉसिबल नहीं है. हाँ, ये ट्रायंगुलर एलिमेंट, रेक्टेंगुलर एलिमेंट, ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर पॉसिबल इन सॉफ्टवेयर इफ यू यूज ANSYS. फाइन. Here, since we are doing it manually, so we will strict till linear element. Fine. So I have divided the entire geometry into 3 non-linear element. Clear है? Diagram clear है? So this is element 1, element 2, element 3, and in all the elements we have taken only 2 nodes. For element number 1, this is node 1, node 2. For element number 2, this is node 2, node 3. For element number 4, this is node 3, node 4. And at the nodal point 4, load P is applied, node 1 is fixed, so deflection of node 1 is 0. क्या यहाँ तक समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in order to analyze this entire problem, let us take any one node. Let us analyze any one node because all the 3 nodes are identical to each other. If I will analyze one node, I can multiply it with 3 times. Then I will get I can add the whatever result I will get. If I add for the other 2 elements, I will get my final solution. Fine. So let us take any one element. Say that element is element E. Now this E can be element number 1, can be element number 2, can be element number 3. Again, this element E is having 2 nodes. One node is I. Starting node is I and the ending nodal point is J. If I consider this element to be element number 2, can you tell me what is the value of I and what is the value of J? अगर ये एलिमेंट E एलिमेंट 2 है तो I का वैल्यू कितना होगा, J का वैल्यू कितना होगा?
Sir, I2, J.
Yes, I will be 2 and J will be 3. Fine. Okay. So if this is that element E, fine. इस एलिमेंट को इक्विलिब्रियम कंडीशन पे रखना है. अगर इक्विलिब्रियम कंडीशन पे रखना पड़ेगा तो इस नोडल पॉइंट से नेगेटिव डायरेक्शन में आपको एक फोर्स अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा. And from that other nodal point, from this nodal point, again you have to apply that same amount of force in positive x direction. Then only this element will be in equilibrium condition. That is what I have done it over here. From nodal point J, I have applied a force Fj along positive x direction. From nodal point I have applied a force Fi along negative x direction to keep the system in equilibrium. समझ में आ गया ये डायग्राम, द राइट मोस्ट डायग्राम? कोई डाउट है यहाँ तक?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Sir, Fi should be the stress, the axial stress, no?
I am not talking. No. Why Fi is stress? Fi is load. This is your
Sir,
element.
but sir, load P is applied, na? So how I can apply
लोड
it?
सी रिमेम्बर सी थिंक, ये आपका कैंटिलीवर बीम है, ये एंड आपका फिक्स है, ये लोड P को आप अप्लाई कर रहे हो. अब जो ये लोड P है ये पूरे बॉडी पे लग रहा है, ये पूरे बीम का इफेक्ट लोड P है, आप इसको पुल कर रहे हो. ठीक है. अब वो जो लोड P है, अब वो तो हर एलिमेंट में डिवाइड होगा. एलिमेंट 1 पे उसका कुछ कंपोनेंट लगेगा, एलिमेंट 2 पे उसका कुछ कंपोनेंट लगेगा, एलिमेंट 3 पे उसका कुछ कंपोनेंट लगेगा.
Okay, sir.
I am assuming Fj and Fi is some component of that load P.
Okay, sir.
आया समझ में?
Yes, sir, yes.
Fi and Fj is some part of that P. Otherwise that body will never be in equilibrium. नहीं तो फिर ये एलिमेंट तो गिर जाएगा, ये एलिमेंट तो ये इक्विलिब्रियम कंडीशन में नहीं रहेगा.
हाँ सर, मैं वही बोल रहा था. मतलब सर Fi तो मतलब ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में ना, तो मैंने इसलिए बोला.
हाँ, नहीं ऑपोजिट नहीं
रिएक्शन
होगा.
फोर्स
क्यों होगा? तभी तो आपका ये एलिमेंट स्टैटिक कंडीशन में रहेगा, तभी तो ये आपका इक्विलिब्रियम कंडीशन में रहेगा. अगर आप एक ही डायरेक्शन में अप्लाई करो, लोड अप्लाई करोगे, फिर तो आपका क्वेश्चन ही गलत हो जा रहा है. आपका तो यहाँ पे डिस्प्लेसमेंट फिर जीरो होगा ही नहीं. अगर इस डिस्प्लेसमेंट को जीरो रखना है एट नोडल पॉइंट 1 पे, आपको नोड आई पे नेगेटिव एक्स डायरेक्शन में फोर्स लगाना ही पड़ेगा. If you don't apply that force, then you are then your question is wrong. आपने जो बाउंड्री कंडीशन चूज किया था वही रॉन्ग हो गया. आया बात समझ में?
हाँ सर, हाँ सर.
Okay, fine. So this is your step number 1. What is step number 2? I told step number 2 is your obtaining elemental equations. That is your step number 2. That is step number 2 is I have to find out elemental stiffness matrix. There are total 3 elements are there. For each element, see, in FEM we discuss everything in terms of matrix. We write the equations for each and every element in terms of matrix, because matrix is easy to solve. Fine. So what we will do, for each and every element we will find out the governing equation in terms of matrix. Let us find out. See, by looking at this diagram, it is very much clear that in this diagram what is happening. In this entire diagram, at each and every nodal point, linear displacement is happening. If the linear displacement is happening, definitely stress and strain will come into picture. If stress and strain is coming into picture, if I talk about this element E, if I want to find out what is the tensile stress acting in the element E, how I will find out? I know that strain is what? Strain is nothing but change in dimension divided by original dimension. Fine. Now, what is the length of this element? Say length of this element E is h. That means from nodal point I to nodal point J, elemental length is h, small h. Fine. So I know formula of strain is what? Change in length by original length. Original length is h. Now you have to calculate what is the change in length. You have to calculate. What is change in length. Fine. So if I assume that Fj is greater, or effect of Fj is more than that of Fi. If I assume that tensile load is much more effective than that of compressive load, then definitely for and this, if this portion I is fixed, then definitely the strain, this tensile strain will be how much? Tensile strain will be Uj minus Ui. होगा कि नहीं होगा? स्ट्रेन इज चेंज इन डायमेंशन, और यहाँ पे डायमेंशन कैसे चेंज होगा? इन टर्म्स ऑफ नोड, नोड पे डिस्प्लेसमेंट हो रहा है, नोड डिस्प्लेस होगा तो पूरा एलिमेंट डिस्प्लेस होगा। फाइन, तो नोड जे का जो डिस्प्लेसमेंट है, दैट डिस्प्लेसमेंट माइनस नोडल डिस्प्लेसमेंट आई, दैट विल बी माई चेंज इन लेंथ। होगा कि नहीं होगा? दैट विल बी माई चेंज इन लेंथ, दैट इज uj minus uy divided by original length of the element, that is h, which is equation number 1। क्या ये समझ में आया इक्वेशन नंबर 1?
सर यू क्या है समझ में नहीं आया, मतलब आप सिर्फ
u
इसको
is displacement at each and every node से। एक सेकेंड, मैं यहाँ पे डायग्राम बना के दिखा देता हूँ आपको, वेट। ओके फाइन, this is that element, this is element number 1, this is element number 2, this is element number 3। Fine, so and this end is fixed. This is nodal point 1, nodal point 2, nodal point 3, nodal point 4, and from nodal point, this is that linear load P I have applied. Due to this application of load P, each and every node will displace along positive x direction। होगा कि नहीं होगा? डिस्प्लेस करेगा। So that displacement I am representing it by symbol u। कितना डिस्प्लेस किया? नोड 4 u अमाउंट से, u4। So nodal displacement at node point 4 is say u4। Nodal displacement at node 3 is say u3। Likewise, nodal displacement at node 2 is say u2, and nodal displacement at node 1 is say u1, and definitely u1 will be 0 always। Why? Because जैसे ही आप ये लोड p को छोड़ दोगे, बॉडी ट्राई क्या करेगा? अपने ओरिजिनल पोजीशन पे वापस आने के लिए ट्राई करेगा, तो हमेशा नोड 1 0 होगा। अब आपको समझ में आया u क्या है? u1 u2 u3 u4।
यस सर।
ओके ओके, किसी को कोई डाउट है? और किसी को कोई डाउट है इसमें? u1 u2 u3 u4 में? हेलो?
नो सर, नो सर।
Okay, fine. So the epsilon t, that is strain, tensile strain for this element will be uj minus ui by h। What is u? U is linear displacement in the element of the element, and what is h? H is length of the element। Can you tell me what is the value of this h? H का कितना वैल्यू होगा? अगर h एलिमेंट का लेंथ है तो h कितना होगा?
H by 3, L by
Yes,
3।
h is L by 3।
Yes sir।
ये this is h, this is also h, this is also h। h plus h plus h is equal to L, so h is equal to L by 3। This is L by 3, this is L by 3, this is L by 3। ध्यान रखना, h is L by 3, क्योंकि हम लोग आगे जाके इसको सब्स्टिट्यूट करेंगे। ओके, so your h is equal to L by 3। Fine, now if when I have calculated tensile strain in the element, I can calculate tensile stress in the element। Fine, I know from the Hooke's law that sigma is equal to E into strain। Fine, so sigma is equal to E into strain is epsilon strain, so sigma t is equal to E into strain is uj minus uy divided by h। इक्वेशन नंबर 2 सिंपल है। कोई डाउट है किसी को इक्वेशन नंबर 2 में? हेलो?
No sir।
Okay, fine, now if I consider Fj to be the nodal force at nodal point J and Fi to be the nodal force at nodal point I, then in order to keep this system in equilibrium, I can write Fj minus Fi is equal to 0। That means Fj is equal to Fi। लिख सकता हूँ कि नहीं? Summation Fx equal to 0। plus fj minus fi equal to 0.
हाँ सर
Yes, sir.
That means fj and fi are equal and opposite in nature. That means I have to calculate what is the value of fj and what is the value of fi. Let us calculate. How you will calculate? You know that since you have calculated sigma t in that particular element, now you know that sigma is equal to force upon cross sectional area. So elemental nodal force for element E, that means nodal force J, will be how much? Fj is equal to area into sigma t. Area, if area is given in the problem, well and good. If it is not given in the problem, I will write as it is a into sigma t. What is sigma t? Sigma t is nothing but equation number 2, that is E into uj minus ui by h. So your resulting fj becomes E into a uj minus ui by h, that is equation number 3. क्या कोई डाउट है यहाँ तक इक्वेशन नंबर 3 में?
नो सर
ओके, लेट अस मूव फॉरवर्ड. अगर मैंने fj निकाला है, सिग्मा टी निकाला है, एप्सिलॉन टी निकाला है, बाय कंसीडरिंग दैट this force fj will create tensile stress in the element E. Now if I consider fi, then fi will create compressive stress and compressive strain in this element E. करेगा कि नहीं करेगा? अगर fj उस पर्टिकुलर एलिमेंट में टेंसाइल स्ट्रेस क्रिएट कर रहा है, तो fi उसका उल्टा इफेक्ट करेगा. दैट इज fi उस पर्टिकुलर एलिमेंट E पे कंप्रेसिव स्ट्रेस एंड कंप्रेसिव स्ट्रेन जनरेट करेगा. हाँ या ना?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So now if I want to write everything in term for now the compressive strain will be how much? Compressive strain is again change in the dimension divided by original dimension. That means original length of the element is h, but this time the change in the dimension will be ui minus uj, because you are considering node I. So it will be ui minus uj. और जब आप नोड j को लोगे uj minus ui. क्या ये प्रोसेस क्लियर है? ui minus uj क्यों हुआ, uj minus ui क्यों नहीं हुआ? क्लियर है ये?
नो सर fi तो अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में लग रहा है ना सर fj के,
fi ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में लग रहा है, बट
तो इट विल elongate ना.
but fi will create a compressive stress and compressive strain at node I, क्योंकि नेगेटिव डायरेक्शन में लग रहा है. fj will create tensile stress and tensile strain at node j. तो नोड j पे जब मैं बात कर रहा हूं, तब मैं एवरीथिंग टेंसाइल नेचर में बात कर रहा हूं, एवरीथिंग पॉजिटिव नेचर में बात कर रहा हूं. अगर मैं बात कर रहा हूं नोड I का, तो नोड I पे fi तो कंप्रेसिव लोड अप्लाई कर रहा है. नोड I पे जो डिफ्लेक्शन होगा, हालांकि वो 0 होगा, ठीक है, बट दैट विल बी कंप्रेसिव इन नेचर. तो इसीलिए दैट एक्सप्रेशन विल बी ui minus uj by h for node I. For node j that will be uj minus ui by h. आया समझ में?
ओके सर. हाँ सर.
ओके, अभी कौन ज्वाइन कर रहा है भाई? उद्देश्य ज्वाइन कर रहा है, अभी तो नहीं हो सकता यार. ठीक है, fine. Okay, so that is equation number 4. So once you got the value of compressive strain, you can get the value of compressive stress. Again, sigma c is equal to E into epsilon c. Equation number 4 is your epsilon c. If you put it over here, you will get the value of compressive stress. That is sigma c is equal to E into ui minus uj by h. Say it is equation number 5. Fine. Now similarly, for this node I, you can calculate the compressive nodal force which is acting at this nodal point I. So it will be, since the load is acting in negative x direction, so it will be minus fi. Minus fi is equal to sigma into area. Sigma, which sigma I will take? I will take this compressive stress into area. That means minus fi is equal to E into a ui minus uj by h, which is equation number 6. Since in order to keep this body in equilibrium, my equilibrium equation is plus fj minus fi is equal to 0. That means fi is equal to fj. क्या यहां तक समझ में आया?
हाँ सर.
Yes.
Okay. So now it is 2 p.m. We cannot move forward. So I will stop at this moment. Again in the next class. From this point, I will continue. And by today day end, by night 12 p.m., this lecture will be uploaded in the YouTube channel. You can visit my YouTube channel and you can check this lecture, recorded lecture. Okay? Fine. Now you can leave the meeting and you can join your next class.
Thank
This
you,
lecture
sir.
will be uploaded by today midnight in the YouTube channel. Thank you for
थैंक यू सर।
सर और एक बार YouTube चैनल का नाम बताइए ना।
मैं लिख दे रहा हूँ चैट बॉक्स में SUBHANKAR शुभांकर MOULICK। उसमें गेट का भी लक्ष्य तेरे को मिल जाएगा जो मैंने कल
और
मतलब पढ़ा रहा हूँ।
आपका ही नाम से है, ठीक है।
मेरे नाम से ही है, बस स्पेलिंग देख लेना, ये यही स्पेलिंग है। सब्सक्राइब कर लेना तो तेरे को नोटिफिकेशन मिल
अरे
जाएगा।
अभी तो लिंक पार्टी लोगों ने लिंक पार्टी नहीं होते थे।
हाँ, लेकिन सब्सक्राइब भी कर लेना भाई थोड़ा।
हाँ सर, ठीक है।
ओके, थैंक यू। वी विल मीट अगेन नेक्स्ट वीक।
ओके सर।
ओके सर।
ओके।